Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports video. We're going to cover the top European prospects right now based on some stats from EUM, main event and play-ins in summer. All these players listed here are not affiliated with any LEC teams. I purposely did that. Yesterday's video, I would have preferred to do that, but the way that the LCS in North America does their amateur stuff, it's a little bit, it's a much worse system than ERLs. So all these players, I believe, were not affiliated with teams last year that were LEC teams. So that is a thing. If I'm missing a player on here, so be it. They didn't look, statistically super strong to me at the event. I didn't watch the event, and I don't watch solo queue. So if somebody is good in solo queue, so be it. I don't watch Twitch for, players. So Melanik in top lane on Game Ward. By the way, I am going to forget or mispronounce a lot of these team names. So Game Ward, he had a 4.71 KDA, 7.86 CS per minute, 55.7 KP, 23.6 kill share, 21.9 gold share, 5 champions in 12 games. That was during the main event. Jeez, almost sneezed. Sorry about that. So Melonik looked good. You'd like those numbers to be higher, 7.86 and 55. That means he's not getting into fights very often, just slightly over half the time and farming under 8 CS per minute. You got to dominate at your level to be good. I think he played in play-ins, and play-in numbers were a lot better than this, so I cited the best numbers. I mean, the numbers from the highest level of competition they played against last year, in summer recently. So better than your average, you're one of your better top laners in ERLs, at least statistically. Did very well during play-ins. Main event, a little less than optimal. Trayson, I want to say Illuminaire Esports or Gaming. 2 KDA, 848 CS per minute, 43.8 KP, 10.9 kill share, 21.3 gold share, 4 champions in 6 games and play-ins. Very good in lane. Obviously dying a lot though with a 2 KDA, 43.8 KP, not fighting often either. Very, very weird numbers. The number after it for Myrin, so I'm going to go with Myrin, of Bison Esports Club, very similar. Very, very weird numbers that don't make a lot of sense to me. It just really doesn't. I'm making sure I'm still recording here. Myron, 206 KDA, 807 CS per minute, 33.7 KP, 16.3 kill share, 21 gold share, 5 champions in 6 games and play-ins as well. Very weird. So I don't think either one are really nearly LEC level. If you're looking at it this way, if you have an 8 CS per minute and 33.7 KP, I mean, you're in 1 of every 3 kills. What is going on? And later on, there's another Bison player that really makes me wonder what the heck is going on. This is really confusing. Statistically, maybe I shouldn't have even had them up there. Maybe only Melanik. Cut it off where it needed to be cut off at. By the way, a lot of these players are 21 or younger. I didn't want to get into the weeds. There are a lot of older players in ERL and middle-aged players, so that's why they're not on there. Linkus for Dusty, I thought this player looked very good statistically. 4.5 KDA, 5.54 CS per minute, 70.6 KP, 18.3 kill share, 19.4 gold share, 7 champions in 11 games of the main event. That is literally hitting both of my boxes. 5.5 CS per minute, 70 KP. You're farming the right amount, keeping up with your average jungler, and you're also getting into the action as like your average jungler at the highest level that they're playing at, which is the main event of EU Masters across 11 games. I mean, some players give a little bit, and sometimes they don't match both. Sometimes they match neither. To match both, that's good. You can play a little bit of both. You can carry when you have to carry. You can facilitate when you have to facilitate. And that's a really good combo. Douglas, I believe that team name is something that I cannot pronounce, but this player is like 17 years old, and that's why they're on here. These stats are from the main event, but the play-in stats were disgusting, like 7 CS per minute, disgusting in the jungle. 185 KDA, 5.3 CS per minute, 61.7 KP, 21.7 kill share, 19.8 gold share, 4 champions in 6 games of the main event, carried hard in play-ins. I mean, a kid like that carrying is something to keep your eye on going forward. Mart, White Dragon, WD White Dragon, 392 KDA, 634 CS per minute, 75.6 KP, 39.3 kill share in play-ins, 23-1 gold share, 3 champions in 8 games. Not a big champion pool, but clearly carried for their team. 32 kill share, 634 CS per minute in the jungle. Like, that is what, those are hard carry numbers. 75 KP, 3 out of every 4 kills. White Dragon lived and died by Mart, at least statistically. A player that maybe can have pressure on their shoulders and do work. Something to think about. The other 3 roles, not quite as deep, not quite meeting my thresholds. So Random from Bison Esports Club in play-ins, 238 KDA, 906 CS per minute, 51 KP. Like I said with Marwin on the top, very low KP, farming numbers more acceptable for Random. I mean, Random at 9 CS per minute, like, that is winning majority of matchups. That was winning majority of matchups in this event. And the fact of the matter is, the reason why is a 51 KP. You are not getting into fights. The solo laners did not do a lot of work for Bison. Clearly, it was a bot lane focused situation. Otherwise, I really don't know how to explain this without watching the games. Definitely farmed heavy, but did not get a lot of kills, did not get in a lot of fights. But died quite a bit, 238. So when they were fighting, they were dying a good amount. Hunt, which I am assuming is from a Czech team, hence why Czech ends up being the abbreviation. 1.54 KDA, 851 CS per minute, 66.1 KP, 26.8 kill share, 22.6 gold share, 5 champions in 6 games. So you look at that compared to Random. So Random's farming a little bit better. Doesn't die as much. Hunt is dying a ton. 1.54 is not good. 66.1 KP though, a lot closer to where we want to be in mid lane. 2 out of every 3 fights, making up for it in farm, makes sense. 26.3 kill share, that is secondary carry numbers, which is what a solo laner should be, not 18.4 and 16.3. I mean, when you're solo laners, not to like kick Bison Esports Club when they're down, but 34% of a kill share between your 2 solo laners is a problem. But that's it for mid lane. Take set from Schalke. Yes, Schalke does have an ERL team. Take set did fabulous in the main event. I mean, the team did not do great overall, but they themselves put up some really, really strong numbers. 3.5 KDA, 10.56 CS per minute, 55.6 KP, and then 15.9 kill share, which makes no sense. 26.2 gold share. 6 champions in 6 games. A different champion every game, still putting up over 10.5 CS per minute. Like, that is correct in terms of getting ahead in lane. Making yourself, I mean, he got fed. 26% gold share, and that was not because of getting kills. 15% of the kills. Maybe if that number is 25 up to 30 to 32, Schalke does a lot better at that event. Remains to be seen how that happened. I'm sure I'm going to have people in the comment section trying to explain things to me. I did not watch the event. Really, it is what it is. But those numbers are really good. Exakick from LDLC, 497 KDA, 10.03 CS per minute, 65.2 KP, 25.5 kill share, 25 gold share, 8 champions in 17 games. The reason why 17 games, that 25 is 10% higher than that 15. Getting a lot more kills. This person's clearly fed ahead in their matchups, looking at the rest of the players and how they fared in farm. This player gets ahead, they get kills. Now I believe they are on an LEC team. They've been promoted, similar to Bucio yesterday that we went over, getting their opportunity. I forget with who, maybe SK. Regardless, opportunity of 5 KDA, strong player, at least on paper, a young player with potential. Definitely one of the players that I'm more excited about on this board when it comes to directly, what's going to happen very soon in the upper levels of Europe. Stend from Dusty. I picked the brown marker. I didn't mean to do that. I thought I had the purple one. 478 KDA, 71.9 KP, 8 champions in 11 games in the main event. Only player 21 or younger that I really thought had good numbers. 478 KDA, strong, is not dying, doing well. 71.8 KP, you'd like that to be a little higher, but at the same time, Dusty has another player on the board. So, needless to say, the facilitators at Jungle and support really did a lot of work for that team, making things happen, especially at a younger age. So, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. I do content every day. Mostly, I've been doing free agency content, but the last couple days have been dry. So, I don't know if tomorrow is going to be an LCK video like this. LPL video. I don't know. It could be a roundup as well if there's some news to talk about. So, stay tuned for that. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. I did stream right before I did this video. Planning on trying to stream more. No schedule, though. It's just kind of going to be spur of the moment when I know the internet's solid. But join the Discord. Follow me on Twitter. Become a YouTube member. Keeping the channel alive. $3 a month or $10 a month, depending on what you want. And thank you for watching.